Okay, on the screen here, you're going to see two different shots, both with the halation / bloom film emulation look applied to them. The thing about it is that both shots, being the same exact footage, are edited in two different softwares with the same effect applied from both software. That being said, I want you to tell me in the comments which one is A on the screen here and which one is B in regards to what software each shot was edited in. This way, before the end of the video, you guys can compare your results and what you thought in the beginning to what you think after you see how they're edited, and then what the actual comparisons end up being when I reveal it later on. I will be scoring these effects out of 30 points. This being said, three categories are visual quality, right? So how good does it look when you apply it to your footage? How much labor or how labor intensive is applying and creating the effect if you have to apply it or not? And then the third one is how impactful is it on your computer when you're editing? Meaning, if you're editing and you apply this effect, is it going to slow it down? Is it going to be a pain in the butt to work with? There's some things to think about, and I want to qualify each one of these on a score 1 to 10. And let's hop in Premiere Pro and edit this thing. How about that? Okay, so really quick, we're in Premiere Pro here. I have my footage in the sequence. I've already gone ahead and color graded it. That's the log footage. This is the color grade. I'm going to make sure that this color grade looks the same in the other software as well. And with this in mind, we can start adding the effects, right? So obviously, what we want to do first is duplicate this layer. I already have Gaussian blur typed in here, so we'll go ahead and drag that onto the top layer there. I'm going to search up Luma key, click and drag that onto there. Go over here to our effect controls panel, right? Take Luma key, go on top of Gaussian blur. Let's put this to 78, and I'm gonna put this to 74. Then on Gaussian blur, I'm gonna bring this to about 75. I really want it to be blurry. And then we'll set the actual opacity to about 60% as well. And then we're gonna go ahead and add our halation to this. Obviously, this is another step separate from just adding the bloom. Go to adjustment layer, let's add one of those. Now, obviously, this is a single clip here. There is a difference when you have a full timeline full of work. You'll have to add a lot more work to it. But nonetheless, we'll keep that in mind. Go to our adjustment layer, go back to effects. Instead of Luma key, we're gonna go ahead and add channel blur. So type in channel blur, click and drag that onto our adjustment layer. Over here in the channel blur, in our effects controls, we're gonna take our red blurriness. We're gonna go 25-ish, usually is a good number, in my opinion. Maybe 30 is fine too. It's up to you. And then opacity, we're gonna go ahead and switch this from normal to lighten. And we're gonna wait because Premiere Pro loves to be slow once you apply a channel blur to your adjustment layer. This is a very intense effect. Even on one sequence, it's still taking a little bit of time to apply. So we're gonna come back. Okay, and this is on the screen, the completed look from no halation to halation in Premiere Pro. Now let's go ahead and do the exact same thing inside of DaVinci. So we're in DaVinci. I went ahead and added a color grade to this seed. You can see the original. This is the color grade, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add an extra node here, right, to start adding the bloom and halation effect. And on this node, I wanna go ahead and just search halation. All I did was type in the word halation, and there's an effect that you can literally drag and drop. And that's the entire effect. Now, in regards to what we just did a minute ago, can we change some of the options here? Sure, we can. So we'll go ahead and change the threshold, right? How much do we want it to affect? I want it to affect a little bit there, and normalization, we'll change that too. I'll bring this down, add some saturation, and bring that threshold up a bit too. How does this look? So original, this is the effect. Original, the effect. Not too much of a difference, so maybe we can bump this up a little bit and bring that down. You know, we can change all these. And that's it, we're done. So in a couple clicks, we were able to add halation in DaVinci, but does it look better or does it look worse? So let's go ahead and compare this effect from DaVinci to the effect in Premiere Pro. And okay, so you just saw me edit both of them in both different softwares. Now on the screen again, I'm gonna show you the same shots we showed from earlier, which were the shots we just edited. I want you to take a guess. Again, if you haven't put something in the comments, go ahead and put something in the comments about which one you think is which. Which one is A, which one is B. Okay, did you do that? Good. Are you ready? Let's see which one was A, which one was B. Drum roll. A was Premiere Pro, and B was DaVinci Resolve. Maybe you guessed it, maybe you didn't. But what do I think? What scores do I give Premiere Pro in terms of visual quality? I think it looks pretty good. I kind of like it more than DaVinci. I think I can give it like a 7.58. Now, what about in terms of how bad it makes your computer run? I'm gonna go ahead and give the actual playback and the quality of like the workflow after you apply this effect a 4 out of 10. The reason I'm giving it a 4 and the reason I'm giving it so low is because the second that you apply it, it destroys your workflow. It makes everything super slow and laggy, and it just won't play back when you're hovering over it or trying to watch that sequence back. And it's a total pain. So I'm giving it a 4. I'm being harsh, but honestly, I don't think that headache you go through is worth the effect sometimes. And then the third one finally is how much labor, how hard is it to make the effect look the way you want it to? And honestly, I think Premiere Pro, it's not very hard to apply. It takes a little bit of labor for sure, but I don't think it's very hard to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give that like a 6. So altogether, Premiere Pro is getting a score of 18. Again, 8 for the visual quality, 4 for the usability when you're actually editing in the function, and then a 6 for the actual difficulty and labor involved in creating the effect. Overall, again, that's 18. So let's see what DaVinci Resolve does. Now, personally, I don't like the effect from DaVinci Resolve as much as I like the effect from Premiere Pro. That does not make it a bad effect. I just have a preference here. So getting back to it, visual, scale, quality, I'm gonna give it an 8 as well. I think it's pretty good looking, but again, it's not my favorite, so that's why I'm giving it an 8. I think that in terms of how it makes your computer run after you apply the effect, let's say you have a full sequence and you apply it to every effect, it runs a hell of a lot better than Premiere Pro does. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a 7, which brings us currently to 15. And then in terms of the actual labor involved, guys, it's like a 9, it's like a 10, and I only bring that up, I only give it that very high score because it's literally built in. You drag it and drop it, and if you wanted to be done, you could be done. You don't have to, you know, get fancy with it and play with the settings. You could just be done. DaVinci Resolve wins. I mean, it beats Premiere Pro in this exact effect. I'm not saying it's better than Premiere Pro and everything because, again, you guys know me, I'm a Premiere Pro guy, but I'll say the truth when the truth is there in front of me. And DaVinci Resolve, I think that personally it's a better effect overall with all of the qualifiers involved for getting halation and bloom and film emulation in your footage. This is not a very objective opinion. This is very my opinion. However, let me know what you guys think in the comments below about which one you like better. I hope this helps you get a little bit of information on maybe which route to take with that. I should probably start editing this because I'm never gonna stop editing if I don't. Okay, we're gonna stop talking. Goodbye. Thank you for watching.